right, guys, welcome back to the Fine and Full Throttle channel. Today we have Johnny Valencia and Amy Shackelford with us.
Hello.
Two of my good friends here in Greenville. They own a marketing agency, Gear One agency, that does everything cars, from social media to events to what else you guys do?
Influencers, consulting. We do a lot of consulting with brands, helping them kind of find the gap or edge with exotic cars, bringing them into their market.
Yep.
Some of the auctions.
And you guys pretty much know, I guess you would say that you primarily up until the last year or so been in California market?
Yeah. We started the company in Southern California just because that's automotive haven for all things automotive. And then we did expanded and moved out to the East Coast to Greenville, South Carolina, with the intent of at some point, trying to reach out and help grow the automotive community. And Amy always pushed me to, let's do it. And I'm like, nah, not yet. And here we are now, and, met you and several of other companies and businesses, and now we have several clients out here on the East Coast as well.
So I know, Johnny, you're from Greenville,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when did, I guess you both lived in California only for a period of time and then bought the house here in Greenville?
Correct.
How long ago did you buy the house in Greenville or move or be bi-coastal, between the East and West Coast?
Yeah, so I left Greenville in 2018, and then in 2020 we left California, and Amy had come to visit out here several times, so she already enjoyed it and knew that it was kind of like a cool place and an up and coming, especially with the car community. So we purchased a house in 2020.
Shocker, 2020. Californian, leaving California.
Did you get the house before the prices went up?
Yes, and I kind of feel it was like the day before the prices went up, because we, lucked out, I say, knock on wood kind of thing, but we made out really well and have a cool place, and we love it. We still go back and forth between here and California, probably 6 to 8 times a year, if not more, depending on what projects are coming up. We manage a lot of events for other companies as well. So those are still happening on the West Coast. So we might be here for 3 weeks and then gone for a month in California and vice versa. But we don't mind it. We love it. It's what we really like to do.
Well, that kind of segues in because you guys just got back from about a month out in California. So, I was going to go through some of the events that I know of that you do out there. But so this past month you had Monterey Car Week and a lot of other events. So what were you and guys involved with your events, and what all did y'all take part in while y'all were out there this past September? Well, was it August?
August.
August, most of August, I guess?
Yeah, mid-August. Amy, you can kick it off.
Sure. So I've been going to Monterey Car Week for over 20 years. I started off going as a fan, just wanting to see all the cars, and, fast forward to 2015. I think it was 15. Yes, 2015. Myself and 2 other partners decided to start the first free car show during Monterey Car Week that focused on modern exotic cars as opposed to the older cars, which at that time it was pretty much that's all there was. So we created the show on Cannery Row, not knowing what was going to happen. We're like, nobody's going to come. It's going to be like 500 people that show up. Well, Pagani decided to come, Koenigsegg decided to come, all these big brands decided that they wanted to be a part of this, and there was like 20,000 people there, and that's a lot for that small space.
Yeah.
So it grew really quickly, and we basically got told we can't stay there anymore because we're too big. And the city of Seaside, they're amazing, by the way, took us under their wing and said, you can have this whole area, it's all yours. We want to welcome you here. So the show did great the first year, but again, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. So this last year, we decided to expand the show double, and there was probably, at least 30, 40, 50,000 people there.
What's the name of that show?
Exotics on Broadway.
Okay.
So that's one of the things we did. Fuel Run is something that I manage on the way from LA. A lot of people come from LA to Monterey Car Week. So that was our first experience, was driving up with 100 cars, exotic cars from Porsche Santa Clarita to Monterey. So that's our Wednesday. Thursday and Friday, we have a client, Faraday Future. It's an electric vehicle company handling influencers coming and filming the car for the 2 days, plus a site visit at Broadway. And then Saturday, technically Friday night at midnight, we started setting up for Exotics on Broadway. And the show ran on Saturday from
10 a.m. to
11 to 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're done at like 7 at night, okay?
Yeah.
And we can barely walk. So we just went back to our hotel, right? And pretty much blacked out. The next morning, Sunday, we had Koenigsegg and Gunther Works hired us to help them manage an on-track private event for the car owners. So we were there from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m. and then went and had dinner with our friend Jeffrey Chang, who kind of helped bring us on board.
What track was that at?
Laguna Seca.
Okay, cool.
And the Koenigsegg owners and the Gunther Works owners traded 30 minutes and 30 minutes
Yep.
of time on the track, and we helped manage all the people coming into the track, the food, just some of the organization. So
The fuel run, is that just one day? You run
fuel
it one
run's
day?
just one day, yeah.
Okay.
And
so you run that,
Yeah.
how was that, what, like an 8-hour drive or something?
it's about an 8-hour drive. There's
Okay.
breakfast, there's lunch.
Okay. So
and
mini rally. Just
it's a
one-day
mini rally, yeah. And
yeah.
there's like probably 5 to 10 different rallies that head up to Monterey
Yeah.
during Car Week
Yeah.
on Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah. So I think my first introduction to you guys was Gold Rush. I don't know if it was, was it this past year that it came through Greenville?
Greenville?
Okay.
Yep.
I think I knew y'all before then, so may
Yeah.
have been the previous year. But so you guys, obviously talking to you outside of this, have been doing that for a number of years and have a lot of stories you've told me of,
Some we can't tell.
yeah, some, alternates you had to call during the events and all that. So how long have you've always managed Gold Rush, or did you start it, or what is that?
I am not one of the owners, but I
Yeah.
have been a part of it since it started in 2009.
Okay.
So I help plan the routes, get the sponsors, the logistics. Not so much anymore. There's a logistics team. And Johnny came on board in 2018, 19 to help with things.
And I think you said now Johnny does more with Gold Rush than you do. Is that correct?
Opposite. Gear
okay.
One got thankfully Gear One is growing very big. So
Yeah.
both of us cannot be on the road. It's 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he handles everything for Gear One while I'm on the road,
I
on
got you.
Gold Rush.
I got you. Gotcha. Okay, speaking of Gold Rush, you guys have been involved with that for a long time. It's probably one of the most recognized rallies in the United States. So out of all the years you've been involved, I'm sure you have a bunch of stories. What's the most crazy story that you can tell us about?
Ooh, I might have to leave the set here. I don't know if you want to talk about any of that, Amy.
Yeah, back in 2020, when it was the Wild Wild West, because there was no traffic, a very large group of us were driving through the vineyards in Paso Robles, where you have no reception, so you can't check to see if there's any police or planes. And you can only go so fast on those roads. So as soon as we saw the entrance of the freeway, we definitely hit the throttle pretty quickly, and we're going at speeds that are way over the speed limit. I can say it now, probably close to 150, 160, maybe
She
even
found
more.
full throttle.
Yeah.
I found full throttle that day, and apparently a plane was chasing us, and it was actually Alex Choi who told us that's when I discovered Flight Radar, actually, because of him. And he told us that you all are being followed right now by a plane and you're screwed. So we're like, we're fine. And then all of a sudden, 3 or 4 CHP came over to pull us all over in different groups. A couple people thought they were smart and kept going, and then there was more CHP.
They got caught too.
They got caught too. So everybody got caught. 20 plus cars from SVs to GT3 RSs to my R8, and we all got 140 plus speeding tickets and all different outcomes, from suspended licenses to nothing to insurance being ruined.
Nothing. Who got nothing?
A couple of them got nothing. Everybody got different lawyers and had different outcomes.
Yeah.
And it depends
Anybody
on
get
what
it?
state you were lived in.
Which state was this in?
This was in California.
So anybody get their cars towed?
Nobody got their cars towed, thankfully, but we all got pretty massive tickets. And actually, where we got pulled over is 10 miles away from where I grew up, which is Atascadero, California.
So obviously you were tracked by an airplane, and then you
Yes.
said you got pulled over. If you're doing 150, they didn't come up from behind you. They had to be
Correct. They came
had to
from,
be-
yes, they came from the other directions with their lights already on to tell us you better slow down. And then we all
Gotcha.
slowed down because we knew. There's a lot of crossovers on this highway because there's literally nothing out there.
Yeah, the police pulls to the front car and looks at him and tells him to pull over, and then he backs up to every single car and tells them all to pull over, and we have this long line of 15, 18, 20 cars all just sitting there with, it's a free car show for everybody driving by.
How long did that stop last?
Oh God, what, hour and a half?
Gosh, an hour and a half, 2 hours, I think. I mean, we were screwed, but we knew it. And again, this was during COVID, so there's even less traffic. So we were able to just really open it up wide. And, that 2020, I had been doing Gold Rush since 2009 and had only gotten pulled over once before with no ticket. So that was my that was a big ticket.
Any points?
3 points on my California driver's license because I was still in California then. And that's basically the same as reckless driving or a DUI.
So South Carolina, you got 12 points. How many points you have in California?
I actually don't know, which is good. I don't want to
Well,
know, and I
because
don't need to anymore.
Well, 6 points in South Carolina is reckless driving. So
Right.
maybe it's half of, maybe it's.
Yeah,
I think
could
it's
be.
like
Yeah.
8 or something.
Yeah,
I know it's
yeah.
less, but at 3 points, definitely hurt my insurance.
Let us know in the comments how many points you get in California.
Yeah, somebody will
Yeah.
let us know.
So where's the next Gold Rush? Has it been announced yet?
It hasn't.
Okay. Then
Yes.
no worries.
Soon. We're working on it. A lot of the past participants really
Yeah.
want us to start somewhere around Nashville area,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what we're working on, and potentially trying to head west through areas that we've never been, because we've been to almost every state. But logistically, it's really tough to find cities that have 4- and 5-star hotels that can accommodate 200 people.
Yeah.
And, we need double bedrooms or, single bed, tons of rooms.
Yeah.
So it's
A lot
internally,
of
these are
factors
things,
into the
people
route
don't think
and-
about these
yeah.
things. And I'm like,
Yeah.
we'll get a list of 15 hotels that will potentially take us, and only 1 or 2 of them will work.
Yeah. So fast forward. Well, let me. What's the relationship with Barrett Jackson?
So I became friends. Gosh, Carolyn Jackson and I became really close friends. I think I met her a long time ago. I believe it was something. I used to work for Bugatti. I used to help them do some of their rallies and events, and I believe I met them through there, and I just became really close with her. And the Barrett Jackson family has been supporting like everything I do since I developed that relationship with them 10
Nice.
years ago. So now they're clients as well. We do some consulting with them, and we always go to the auction in January, and I believe we're going in October as well. So
Okay.
it's a whole nother experience being in Craig Jackson's Skybox
Oh yeah,
in
I can
January.
imagine.
Like
Yeah.
the people in there, Rick Hendricks, and they're buying, a car every 2 seconds.
Yeah.
There's celebrities in there. It's wild.
I've been to Houston, New Orleans, Palm Beach a few times. I've never been to Scottsdale. So that's kind of a bucket list thing. Probably in a January deal.
It's like
How do you
Disneyland.
explain it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we've been to a lot of the other ones too, when it used to be Mohegan and when we did Palm Beach.
Yeah.
And they just don't compare in any way, shape,
Yeah.
or form to Arizona.
Well, they have this year. I know this year for a fact. There's only 3 shows. And you used to have Las Vegas. They've tried. Like I said, I think I sold some cars at New Orleans. That was only a 1-year deal, and obviously sometimes you got to try it out to see
You
if it
have
works
to
or
try.
not.
Yep. Yep.
And good for them for trying.
Yeah, Houston was 2 years, but now they're back to Palm Beach is always a staple. There's a lot of money down there. We're Scottsdale in
2
January,
in Scottsdale.
and then Scottsdale in the fall.
And
Yep.
then, aren't they doing Ohio? They're doing Ohio. They're doing Ohio now too.
Oh, are they? Okay.
What city is that? I'm sorry, I'm terrible.
Columbus?
I'm terrible about Ohio.
Columbus, maybe.
Columbus has
a lot of money, a lot of
Yeah.
car.
huge influx of car collectors
Yeah.
over the last 10 years, all over the place too, from exotic cars, hypercars to classics and
Yep.
all of that. So that's an interesting market that I think a lot of people haven't tapped into yet.
Yeah. So now we're going to move to Greenville, to the East Coast, And we had, personally, you guys helped me with an event earlier this year. Well, I guess early July of this year, Throttle and Threads. It's a private invite only Finding Full Throttle event that I just kind of wanted to do something, and we're looking to do more. We're going to talk about that off camera for the spring, something new. So what was your expectations of Throttle and Threads, and did it meet it? And what was your overall thoughts on it?
Well, I mean, I'll speak first, but for us, it was great that we were able to work closely with you on like every aspect of the event. And here's the thing is, there's local car meets, and there's these little pop-up events, and then there's shops that open their parking lot to do events. And those are all great, but you're looking at growing your brand, expanding your reach, networking with the right people, and that's just a little bit deeper than those other events I just mentioned. So what we do really well and excel at is making sure that every opportunity is presented to you to move forward, obviously staying within whatever agreed upon budget we're talking about, and then ensuring that everything is seamless from day one until the minute and the second that the event is over, because you have an experience, your invited guests have an experience, the whole guest selection process is an experience, and then all of the other bonuses that we throw in there, like your property is one, and then having the helicopter friend fly in is another one. All of those things, the guest singer,
food,
the food, the surprises, the surprise raffle gifts, all of that, just played into, just a unique experience that we felt was extremely well accepted. And it's great, I think, that we've kind of taken a break, because people will remember what happened on that day. And if something else decides to happen later in the future, they know what to expect, and they're going to want to be a part of it, and they're not going to want to miss out.
Yeah.
So,
I was, we talked about doing something in the fall and how much lead time we needed. And of course, this was July. By the time we started talking about it, it was the end of July. I'm like, wait a minute, that's 2 months away. I felt like we just had a party. So let's just wait till the spring. Maybe people will be ready to get back out from weather and get back out and stuff like that. So
what's great is also the exclusivity of an event like this, where it's a limited amount of invites, and the FOMO from people who are like, where was my invite? Why didn't I get to go? I want to go next time. So you keep developing that to where eventually it can become a paid event. And then
my goal was obviously to have something nice, something different, and nothing against any other show locally or whatever, but I wanted to try to bring out maybe people who had nice cars, exotic cars, that didn't go to local, they just don't go to car shows.
Sure.
So, and to have something different here, cars you don't see every weekend at every show. I'm not putting any of that down, but just kind of a different vibe to it. So.
Well, then you also threw in a helicopter. Yeah. That definitely took it to the next level.
And location is such a huge thing. Location, because again, a general parking lot, there's just nothing there. You're looking at eye candy and cars and having fun talking to friends, but it gets very repetitive. And I always call it distractions. I'm like, the more distractions you have around an event, whether they're natural or forced, is what's going to get people to stick around longer, not worry about what time it is, and enjoy themselves.
Yeah.
So that could be as easily as just a different location.
Yeah.
You take a look at some of the really interesting events across the country, like Luftacult, that Porsche event. They always go and look for unique places around the country to do their event, like lumber yards or Universal Studios, and those are all great distractions that add to the element of the cars and the people.
Yeah. So I personally think that that show did everything that I wanted and expected it to do. And
awesome.
The weather held out on us and everything. People actually showed up when the storm was coming, which was very surprising with, the amount of money that some of these cars cost. And so Singer was here first thing, know?
Yep.
And so y'all did a great job on that, and it was a lot of fun. So.
Thank you.
Well, we appreciated the opportunity. As soon as we had that first meeting, we knew that it
were
was going to be
excited.
something special
Yeah.
and unique. And
Yeah, and I will say, this was all done in about 30 days.
Yeah.
So if we have the next event, we have 6 months to plan for, then
Yep.
it should be even bit better,
Well, that seems to be a trend with our company.
You said it, not me. Our nickname is the Hail Mary Company.
We got an email, I'm not going to say who it's from, about a week ago for something that they're like, yeah, we need this event to happen over the next 13 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And I look at Amy and I'm like, you want to do it? And she's like, well, I work great under pressure. So
Yeah, yeah. So some of the other events you guys had, again, Hail Mary, I think, Euro Auto Fest this year to some degree, and they're looking. I mean, that event went well. I mean, I know, short time frame. There's only so much you can do, but I think there's plans for next year. Maybe you guys helping them out and so forth. And that was my first time ever going to that. Even, I mean, it's been held for years and years, but first opportunity there.
Yeah, growing up here in the Greenville area, that event has been around ever since I was driving. So it's like 20 plus years, 26, 27 years, I think Seth told us. And during my tenure at Michelin was always a strong supporter of that event because it was, a concourse style local event with local car collectors and, other big companies would come in and sponsor it, and just a beautiful time. And it has shifted locations just because, things happen with locations. And through all of that, the board and everyone involved with Euro Auto Festival has believed in it, stuck with it. We're going to make it happen no matter if we're in a wet field or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it was great that Seth and team reached out to us this year to help out, 40 days outside.
Yeah.
I think the event, just to bring in some fresh energy, to try to, push our network and connections to make sure that, hey, this show is still happening every year in Greenville.
Yeah.
And Hotel Hartness is where it was located, and that's just...
Which is a great location.
Yeah.
We love that hotel.
Well, and the field was an old grass runway, so even if it did rain, the drainage should be fine on that, the way it's built and stuff. But the weather was beautiful that day. So.
Yeah.
It was, and they're already started planning. It's funny you brought that up. We've been having conversations here recently with the team as well. So, we're excited to bring more of our expertise to the table and help continuing to grow that event moving forward.
And just to quickly throw it in, because you never really mentioned it, Johnny was at Michelin for 17 years prior, and that's where his
well, I would
background comes from.
love to tell the story of Michelin and the switch over to influencers, but I think that would have to be another
That's episode 2 coming next week.
Too, because that story is amazing.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to do that another time.
That's a good story.
You could probably pull an episode out of each one of us.
That was I was gonna say that was either your job was on the line episode, right? I mean, when you did that, so
And that wasn't the only time. And not to go off course, but when you truly believe in something, even when no one else around you even gets it or understands it, you'll fight for it, and it's you're going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And it will work. It will work. So
yeah. Just to mention a couple other, the High Performance Expo that was in Charlotte this year, you guys helped with that and going to help continue to build that going forward, which was the first year here, but that's a spinoff of the what's the other show that
like PRI?
Yeah, PRI, which was what, in Ohio or
It's in Indianapolis.
So this is something a little bit Charlotte, with NASCAR and all the motorsports that are there. It's an amazing place to have something like that, and I'm sure it's going to continue to grow.
Yeah, I can talk a little bit about it, and Amy can too. But when we were approached about that event, we already had it on our radar just because it's an automotive event and that's the industry that we're in. And then to understand their vision of Charlotte, I mean, come on, you have Kannapolis, Concord, Mooresville, Huntersville, Charlotte in general. That's racing capital, fabrication capital, shops that, provide all of the parts and the necessary means for all the race teams, whether it's oval, circle, dirt, NASCAR, IMSA, whatever. They're involved in some way, and it comes out of Charlotte. So, they wanted to start an expo similar to like what PRI does in Indy. Of course, SEMA is always the mecca of all things automotive expos. But yeah, we're helping them alongside other agencies. I have a deep background here in the South in regards to just shops and networking and how to approach. And then our company's expertise in social media helps bring a fresh approach outside of, the corporate approach. But Amy, you can probably say a couple other things about those guys.
And the thing, and that was a Hail Mary one too when we got it.
Right.
We are on board for next year though, so we're really excited. But for some reason, this one really excited me, just having something in the South for the South to be proud of and to market and promote the South. And I think, when we came on board, I feel like everybody else wasn't as in tune about the South and what the South represents and just how to market it in the South. So I just have a really good feeling about this show that it's going to be, someday at the level of SEMA or the PRI show.
There's definitely opportunity for that in this area.
And the fact that they jumped on board with having a women's summit, because I'm deeply involved in women in motorsports and automotive, including the Upstate Women's Car Club.
Yep.
Just giving Rebecca some love.
Yep.
So it was nice for them to have a women's summit immediately right off the bat
Right.
with the first one.
Right. Without mentioning a name, were y'all involved in this past weekend's event?
In some capacity, yes, just not on site working the event. We actually got to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. So Auto Works, which is a local shop here in the area, they have a event coming up called Cartoberfest, which is in Inman, South Carolina, and pretty much takes over the whole downtown of Inman all day long with food, cars, fireworks, that sort of thing. I think you guys were involved last year.
We're definitely involved. Like you said, we're just not physically there because unfortunately it's the same weekend as Cars and Copters that we manage in California.
Help with the event.
But we help with the event, and I think it's a great event. The downtown is really quaint, and I just think it's cool. They have a DJ playing, the German food.
Yep. And our buddy behind the camera over there, Mr. Wayne from Vision to Inspire, does all the
good
videography and stuff for that. You did that last year, correct? Yep.
Yeah, it's a great event. We've gone every year except for last year and this year just because of conflicts. But it's super cool because it's a good mixture of the automotive community here in the upstate. And once again, location. You're on Main Street and some cross streets.
I think I came home that way instead of going back the highway. I said, we're going to go the scenic route.
Yeah, I've taken that way too.
And we just came up over the railroad tracks to go, and that's the downtown there?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the city supports it tremendously.
Yes.
With Caleb over there.
They need a mayor or something,
I know. Basically, right? But yeah, it's family friendly. It's for all walks of life automotive, from, your classic C10 pickup trucks and American muscle to exotic cars and supercars.
Yeah. JDM, there's a ton of JDM
cars. Resto mods, and then he's got the cool music, the vibe, obviously the Cartoberfest beer and all of that
beer
kind
garden.
of stuff. He's going to elevate it and have a VIP area this year, I know as well. So yeah, that one's going to be good.
All right, to finish up here, what's next with Gear One that we may not know of, or what you guys got coming that you can say on the East Coast here?
Go ahead.
No, that's on you.
Oh, man, that's a lot of pressure. Okay, well, again, we're here for this month, and next month we're basically going back to California to manage Cars and Copters, which is in Huntington Beach. It's 12 helicopters this year, over 300 exotic hypercars, 50 vendors, 30,000 people show up to that event. So then the next weekend we're going to Barrett-Jackson, I think. Sounds
Cool.
like it. I was actually just on the phone with Carolyn yesterday, and she's like, are you going to be busy that weekend? And I told her no, and she's like, okay, I'm going to call you back Monday. I have a surprise for you. I don't know what it's going to be yet.
Oh,
but
cool.
Yeah, we're doing that. And then the next weekend we have Super Street After Dark in Long Beach, which is a JDM event. and then we fly back, and then we fly to SEMA.
And
Real
that takes
busy.
you to the end of November.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be end of November, and then December.
Oh, yeah. See, I forgot one.
You know, it's looking like we typically help out in some way, shape, or form with Hot Rod Power Tour West.
Yeah.
As well, and you know, all those are under Motor Trend Group, which you know they're awesome to work alongside with and work for. And then you know we'll have holidays, and then we're actually doing a company trip once again out to Tokyo in January.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
To head over to Tokyo Auto Salon and meet up with our friends and companies out there in Japan, see what we can expand to and possibly help those guys out with. But to answer your question about what's happening next on the East Coast, I mean, Amy's got a lot of ideas. She always does, and they're all great. So, you know, you might see something along the lines of a unique rally happening somewhere on the East Coast, you know, more around, so, you know, this area here in the upstate. There might be collaborations for other automotive experience events, not just, you know,
Yeah.
parking lot meets, things of that nature. And on top of that, what I'm also excited about is that we're growing also like our seasonal staffing for any type of events. And we're even, you know, possibly sizing up, you know, some additional staffing to help out with seasonal, other seasonal like desk, what I call desk job stuff, not just event. So it's fun. The expansion has been, as always with any company, is a bumpy road. But feel that we're in a great spot right now, and yeah, should be seeing a lot more unique and fun stuff. We're typically behind the curtain, but we're working ourselves into being a little bit more in front of the curtain.
Yeah.
Curtain.
He's always trying to make me go in front of the camera.
Yeah. Well, I think
Here I
that
am.
your experience of West Coast and what all you guys done out there, and I always say they're a few years ahead of the East Coast as far as, you know, some of the exotic stuff and cars and stuff like that. So bringing that experience to the East Coast, get on board now so you're ahead of the game down the road. So
Yep, absolutely. And it's been great for those that have chosen to jump on board with that, and, you know, yourself and, you know, some of the other folks, and there's more to come.
Yep. Well, I appreciate y'all's time and the stories. We will have more coming.
There's so much more.
I know there's so much more, but we try to keep this at a time limit there. So we appreciate y'all being here and taking your time out of your day.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you so much.
All right, appreciate it.